I mean, wicked can just be more than just a word, a descriptor word. Like it can be an
An
actual
adjective.
noun.
Barding. Ah.
These
I don't know
things.
any of these things besides
How
Bree's
do you-
hockey
How do you?
journey.
We got our first hater the other day.
Shout out to my dad.
That made me mad. Now I'm triggered.
Oh, and god damn it. What a pro wants. What a pro wants. I saw this Jersey Mike's thing. The gambling on games for points and the Jersey
Like, oh,
Mike's
this is
app.
something Brendan can get behind, maybe.
Except that you don't need to actually win the bets in order to get the points. It's just like a participation thing. Like as long as you put your picks in, I think. Like I don't think you get more points for choosing the correct ones.
I thought you do.
I don't know. I thought I saw that somewhere, but
No, I don't
on
know.
Twitter. Because like I saw like someone put a screenshot of it, and they had actually picked all four of the right, like all four right answers in last night's games. But I don't know if that got them anything or not. I guess I would hope, like, I don't know, I would hope that you would get something for getting them all
Seems
right.
like people would stop doing it pretty quick if it didn't. Actually.
There's no reward.
Yeah, well, apparently they've been
still
doing it for
able.
like a year. And I guess it's just picking up steam now. I don't know.
Yeah,
So wait, what is it?
Jersey Mike's. You pick 4 teams that are gonna win each night, and if you pick the 4 teams right, you get extra Jersey Mike's points.
And for NHL games.
How do I?
I mean,
Like,
I didn't put any
Do I
links.
have
I
to have
can,
a Jersey Mike's
have to-
reward?
you have to download the app.
Here we go.
Ah,
Jersey Mike's Hockey Predictor Sweepstakes.
do they not have it on? I might have it on.
You have to
on
install the
web.
app on your mobile device. Click the predictor. For each game day of the regular season, you'll be asked to pick the winning team. You can select a maximum of 4 games per day.
I think we have a Jersey Mike's. Could I just get free Jersey Mike's if I do good enough
Yeah.
at this?
Yeah,
Potentially.
probably like a month of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I wonder, there might be fine prints like with a purchase, but probably not.
True, maybe. But even though you purchase a cookie and you get a sandwich and chips.
Each day you participate, except on Tuesdays, you'll receive 2 Shore points, customer reward points at Jersey Mike's, redeemable for certain Jersey Mike's products. For each correct game pick, you will receive 1 leaderboard point. Okay, so it's not like you get odds or like you double it or anything, but you get the maximum amount of extra rewards points.
Yeah, straight up, which team is gonna win?
I'll put the link here for you guys to read up. Familiarize yourself with the most important news item for the week.
Shore points.
I'd say that's cold open worthy.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's Cold Open. Sponsored by Jersey Mike's.
I gotta double check what frickin' episode number it is.
Wait,
87.
86, I think.
No, I think it's 87. I think you're right. I think Owen's right.
Yeah, Owen's always right.
Well, we'll see.
Or we're both wrong.
No,
Owen's always right when he's right.
85 is the latest.
Sure.
So, 86.
Lame.
Sorry that you didn't get it right, but
I want it to be. I think it should be episode 87.
well, we're not skipping a number. I'm not doing
Good
that.
thing editor Dean is on my side.
Yeah, but I title and upload the
Make
videos.
this episode 87 and then do episode 86 next week.
Yeah, we pre-recorded this one, guys.
God, no. That's
Well, we can
messed
say
up.
episode 86 and then the title could be episode 87.
Oh,
Yeah, that definitely would be confusing to our dozens of fans.
yeah. Hey, I think we're at like 66 subscribers right now on YouTube. So
66. Whoa.
The stickers are working.
the stickers are working slowly but surely. So yeah, we've gotten a slight bump since the trip.
Okay.
We'll take it. Owen is back for
I'm back. Another FE?
since the last time we saw him. We had not gone on the trip yet. So we discussed a
right,
bit with
yeah. Hey,
with Ryan. And,
I watched that episode. Yeah, I was there in the audience.
Good.
Did you upload that video with a different thumbnail and then change it? Because like the notification.
Yeah, so I tested because he had the alternate one, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. So I did like the whole let the like YouTube decide which thumbnail performs better. I think so. I did switch it.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
could you could do up to 3 options.
Saw the notification with the one, and I was like, oh, you went with that one. And then I saw the video with the other one.
Like, wait a second, he changed it halfway through. Yes and no. I made YouTube do it for me.
Sorry, I'm exploring Jersey Mikes. I got distracted
I guess
by the jerseys and the
I mean,
Mikes.
since we've already started, which is actually pretty early for us. So usually we preamble, especially with Owen, it takes like 20 minutes to get into it.
Hey, I'm sorry. We're good
You're not
friends.
wrong.
You want to chat?
And I'm not-
You gonna
I'm
punish
not-
me for being a friend?
No, it's not a punishment.
Hey,
I didn't mean for there to be any negative connotation associated with that statement. So
I ramble. I know it.
if you took it that way, that's on you. But yes, we're very happy to have Owen here. He's definitely one of our most involved guest hosts as far as like can actually banter with us and knows the most probably about the NHL right now compared to some of the other guests that we have on. Like just
Sure.
as far as how much time you invest.
And ask
What does that say
most
as far
trivia
as what else I have
questions
going on in my life?
from the 1940s.
Yeah, right.
I will ask trivia questions about the 1940s.
That we always count on Owen for that. I'll also just throw that out there that I am just kind of recovering over a sickness, so if I sound a little bit even more nasal than I usually do, then that's why. So
You get sick
hopefully
from the trip.
no. Bree got sick. She before me. She got something. I think that was going around her office, and I thought I had avoided it for like 3 days, and then the 4th day, that's when the bomb dropped, and I'm like, I woke up with a sore throat. I'm like, yep, this is it. Like, I'm in for it now, and I knew exactly what was coming because I had just seen her progress through it. So, just a little bit of nasal congestion now, but yeah, it was a very boring weekend of us not doing anything and not feeling motivated to do absolutely anything because we're so congested and tired. But let's get into some non-illness related stuff. I mean, I guess we will. We'll talk about injuries later. But yeah, what did you find out about the Jersey Mike's promo? Which I guess this is going around now, but it's been around for the whole season.
Yeah, but they're now closing in. It's you can also win a trip to the Stanley Cup final. If you win the leaderboards, I guess, but also you get points from doing it. And
yeah, we're definitely not in the running. You'd have to have been playing since the season started, I think, to really have a shot. Looks like there was a halfway point winner too, ending on December 24th. 2 Stanley Cup final grand prize winners who will win a trip for 2 to 1 game of the final. So they gave away, looks like four tickets, or they're going to be giving away 4 tickets to Stanley Cup final games. To be determined which one it is, and obviously when and who's playing. But that's still pretty cool. And I think
you get 2 points regularly,
just for participating.
Just for participating, you can get up to 4. Extra for getting all the predictions right, all 4 predictions right. Oh wait, or you can do as many predictions as there are games.
No, it says it's maximized at 4.
Okay, 4. So then that's 6. But then on Tuesdays you get double points for correct predictions, so you can get up to a total of 10 points because it doesn't double your 2 for participating.
Damn.
So you can get 10 points.
10-point Tuesdays.
So to give that perspective on how how much is a point?
Yeah,
I mean,
what does a point get you? Yeah.
So also you can earn points by buying Jersey Mikes, of course. A kid's meal earns you 3 points. A mini sub earns you 4 points. A regular is 6. A giant is 12. To redeem a giant is 144 points.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when you think about it, that's a buy 12 get one free for sandwiches. Which I feel like most sandwich places it's like a punch card and it's buy one get one free, or buy enough and get one free and it's 10. So like 12 isn't that bad, and if you can earn extra points by doing it. But 144, if you can get what 4 points a day, you think you can get 2 of the questions right and 2 points, and the 2 points for showing up a day. You're finishing that in, what is that, just over a month?
Well, you can pick any of the matchups. Like if there's 16 games, you can just pick 4, and it's like, oh, I think
Right, pick the confident
Edmonton
ones,
will
maybe.
beat San Jose tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no odds, so you just pick like
I-
the biggest favorite.
I would
Yeah.
assume so.
I don't think this will like you would be able to win like consistent free food by doing this. Like, oh yeah, my lunch every Friday is a free
Yeah.
Jersey Mike sub type of thing. Like, you just won't be able to accumulate them that quickly. But I think long term, and if you're a regular, like you already go there and buy subs already, it's like,
And
all
have
right,
short
I'm
points.
already still racking up points. So yeah.
That was for the giant, which I don't know if you guys go to
Yeah,
Jersey
yeah.
Mike's. I don't ever order the giant. I just get a regular.
Is that like a party sub or is that something else?
No, it's just like it's the double regular, I think, because the regular is
Double
only
regular.
72 points. That's half,
Right.
right? And
Which
if you're just
makes
jumping from a
sense.
6-inch sub to a 9-inch sub, right? Because I don't know how big the giant is.
Well,
I'm not
it would be double the 9 or 12
Is it
inch
double?
or
I
whatever.
don't think it is.
Thought
I
you
don't think it is.
Didn't you
double.
just say it was 2 regulars?
It's worth 2 regulars amounts of points.
Oh, well, I thought it was tied to the size or the length or whatever.
Interesting.
I can't believe how much time we're devoting to this. I
Jersey
don't
Mike's.
I don't even know if I really have one near me. I might have one.
I do. I probably won't even bother downloading the app.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
Oh, free
I've done
sandwiches.
one.
Pretty cool.
But maybe it would be more fun to participate next season if they do it again.
We
Yeah.
already have hat-trick challenge and pass the cup.
It
and
is a
other
lot,
games.
but this you can keep to yourself.
Pass the Cup is a pretty passive game, Dean.
Mostly
Someone got to
passive,
update
yeah.
that Google sheet.
So,
Yeah, it's usually
Which could just
me
be
or
done at the end of
Gifford.
the year.
I've been keeping up. I've been doing the hat trick and the pass the cup updates.
Okay,
That's
okay.
good.
That's good.
I just
Yeah,
passed
now-
Gifford for the first time this year.
Yeah, of course. That's why you're updating it, because you're like,
I
I'm
do a hat
actually,
trick. I gotta lock this in.
I'm actually satisfied with the outcome. Yeah.
And I fixed the graph. Did you see?
Yes, I did see that. So it's extended till the end of the season, basically.
Oh.
I picked. Oh yeah, I forget what I picked.
Like 413, which is like 417 is when the season ends.
Zach
Oh, I can
really.
fix it at the end.
He was on a bit of a dry spell there.
Yeah.
That's why I
watching
felt
the-
good
He
about
wasn't
the video,
joking when he said
right?
January. And
It was literally like February 2nd. Yeah, that's rough.
and I still personally think that his hat trick should not be counted.
Oh, it's fraudulent. It's
I
absolutely
put I
fraudulent.
put a note. It could be honorary like yours was for that last.
but
year.
his counted and mine didn't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
His
sure
last
I
one
because
was
have an
he's already out of
honorary
the
one.
running.
He's so far out of the running.
I mean, I'm only 5 ahead of him. Obviously, I'm out of it too. I
I would have
just.
given you a pity one too.
It's a 3-dog
Well,
race, in my
somebody else.
opinion.
One of these is half a dog. This dog's
Still have the-
limping.
you have the cup, Brendan.
You got a solid bronze medal coming your way, Owen. I do have the cup.
Let's go.
I watched that game last night. Seattle was up 2-1, and Calgary tied it late, and then Calgary went up 3-2, and then Seattle tied it with like a minute and a half left, and then they lost in overtime. But since I could have gotten the cup if Seattle had
Seattle.
won when they were up 2-1, I'm like, I'll bet on Calgary. So
There you go. Worked out for me
So it's
and
in
for
Calgary
you.
now. Who does
Yeah.
Calgary play next?
I don't know. They've won their last 4 or 5.
You haven't updated it for today yet, but
No.
I'm not sure what they're. I know the Blues are
I'm
on a
taking a look at it
7-game
right
win
now.
streak.
That was 8.
I think
Another
it's
8-2 in their last 10, maybe.
Calgary plays Dallas tomorrow.
Here we go.
Well, fuck.
Oh, who has Dallas?
Oh, but it's
Gifford.
Dallas on a back-to-back.
Good. All right, so even
At
if
least
they
it's
don't
not me.
win, it's not going to Owen. That's really what it
And
what
then the
matters.
next Dallas or Flames game is Flames against Oilers. Well, shit, the Flames probably won't hold this much longer.
You're saying
And Dallas
it
plays
is
the Kraken.
4-game win streak for the Flames, by the way, Dean, and 7 games for the
Okay.
Blues. Yeah, so I guess we'll see. I'm not expecting them to hold it for too long, especially after playing Dallas next. But
Dallas
hey,
and then Edmonton.
I'm
Well, also I had this
3
on the
3 points back of Owen.
That's not
yeah.
bad.
I had this on the doc too. That all of Edmonton's injuries because they have no
Wait,
McDavid, no
3 back of him?
Draisaitl, no Trent Frederick. That's a big loss.
He's gonna be out for a
Evander
while.
Kane is still,
Yeah.
I guess, Andrew Bloomberg.
Alec Regula. Oh no. Estimated turn
Yeah,
September
McDavid tested back.
15th. Oh, never taken off open seasoning injured reserve. Okay. I was like, oh man. That's not
McDavid
good.
and Draisaitl are both expected back like start of April.
Soon, yeah.
Normally McDavid is ahead of schedule on his injuries.
I think they said Draisaitl is looking a little bit
That's weird.
closer to coming back, but yeah. Probably around the same time, and obviously you want them to get back healthy.
And then Kane is going to miss the rest of the season, which has
Otherwise
kind of
he'll
been
come
the
back.
plan all along.
Yeah.
I heard there's talk of him going back to Chicago.
Oh,
Kane?
Yeah.
wait.
Evander?
Patrick Kane?
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Other one.
we can shift to Patrick. I think I like saw some quick article just like headline
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it, but I didn't read it. Do you know
I saw something
what the
thing.
scoop is or
Basically, I think it's a lot of hoping and praying, but rumbling that because he's going to free agency, like, you know, is Detroit going to pay to keep him around, and should they, and does he just want to go hang out in Chicago and make Connor Bedard better? Because that sounds kind of chill, and not have the pressure of Detroit perennially losing. Like that's tough
Yeah,
to
I just
live
have the
with.
pressure of Chicago perennially losing.
But at least you
Yeah.
have no hope in Chicago.
yeah, but they shouldn't have any hope
Yeah.
in Detroit, right, Owen?
Yeah.
No, I
It's
mean,
going to be
yeah,
tough for them.
they're kind of out of it, but they're not completely out of it, but
They're pretty out of it.
it's not looking great. They're sitting 3 points behind Montreal, with no games in hand on them on
Minus
That's the
anybody
hard part.
except they don't have any games.
And I
in
think
hand,
they have the third hardest schedule going
except for the
forward.
Rangers. Yeah, they do the whole strength of
Like
schedule
they're
thing.
up there.
They are definitely not poised to come out of this. We haven't had any other teams officially eliminated from the playoffs. Chicago and San Jose still being the two. I know Nashville could have been eliminated yesterday, but they were able to get a big win over Carolina. So they're still alive technically. Buffalo's still in the mix, and I actually
62 points.
just looked, and they were they like still had a chance to win field advantage in the playoffs. I was like, wait, like how is it? I mean, obviously the math would be crazy, and every team would have to like it would have to be the perfect storm kind of thing. But it was pretty funny that they're technically still in it. We did have Winnipeg and Washington both clinch. So Washington, the first team to clinch, and Sam was pretty happy about that because he said, the whole last team to clinch a playoff berth last season,
Right.
and now going to
No,
first.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
And then Winnipeg, obviously, we knew they were going to make it too, so they didn't have to wait much longer.
Do you guys think both Washington and Winnipeg make it past the second round?
No,
Past the second round? No.
not
Past the
both.
first
Not
round?
both of them.
Past the first round? Yes.
I got to see the matchup. Like there's like with Winnipeg, I think there could be a couple that like I don't think there's any gimme matchups for them necessarily unless like Utah squeaks in somehow or like Calgary. I think they would do pretty well against Vancouver probably too, but
Yeah.
And Winnipeg's performance is going to come down to Hellebuck. Like, is he gonna play like last year in the playoffs, or is he gonna play
Or
like he has the
regular
last 2 years
season.
of regular?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Both these teams have had a lot of like expectations in the regular season and then not show up. Obviously, the exception with the 2018 Cup for Washington, but they haven't won a series since that run. So that's a big narrative going into a first round
Washington hasn't
matchup.
yet? That's
Yeah.
wild.
So if it's against Montreal or Ottawa or the
Whoever.
Islanders or
Oh, man, I
whoever,
hope we don't slip into that.
like
Although I'd
it's
take Washington over Panthers.
it's gonna be big. I
I
mean,
know I don't want to play the Panthers.
you're not gonna want to play the Panthers. Yeah, like you don't want to play the
I wanna
Capitals
play the
probably
Leafs.
either. But I know that's what I want too. I think that's what a lot of people want.
Leafs in the first round would be sick. I think.
That's what it's
honestly,
set
Capitals
up
isn't the
as
end of
right
the
now.
world. Yeah, if the Leafs can stay first in the Atlantic, right? Because
So
we got
it's-
wild card 1 right now.
It's kind of a weird thing to be rooting for, I guess, for you. like,
Yeah.
oh
mean-
yeah, go Leafs, so we can play you.
The alternative is Kachuk Bowl, which like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be upset about, with no Ekblad game 1 and like a team that has gone to back Stanley Cup finals. Like clearly, I mean, yes, they're hot, but also there's a lot of wear on those tires, right? Like that Leafs team has not gone to back Stanley Cup finals.
They're fresh.
Far from it. Yeah, very fresh. And they also have a lot to prove, right? So like I almost don't want to play the Leafs because my amount of desire to beat the Leafs is the highest, but my amount of desire to avoid losing to the Leafs is also the highest.
Oh
Like,
sure.
that's the worst team to lose to and the best team to win. So it almost is outweighed by like if we're just dipping our toe back into the playoffs, I'd rather, go take on Florida, Stanley Cup champs. Like then if we lose, it's like, oh, we lost to last year's Stanley Cup champions. Uh-oh.
And maybe this year's
well.
champions too. Like
And,
they could
and probably this year's champions. Like they're built for it, right?
at least finalist type of thing. Yeah. So a lot of expectations for them. No, there would be no shame in losing to them.
I think for the Sens, making it to the playoffs is the goal.
This
right?
is what
Winning
we
a round
wanted.
is very, very cool. Even if we just win a game, I will be satisfied. Like winning a playoff game since
Clip it.
2017.
Cliff it.
If we
Dean's
get swept,
like,
I will be disappointed.
Well, yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get swept in the playoffs, Dean?
No, but I'm just saying, if you win one game and then lose the next 4, you're not gonna be happy.
Well, I'm not gonna be happy, but I'll be satisfied.
If you say so.
I mean,
Not
there
overly.
were definitely no guarantees that they were going to make it this year, so it's like, I'm sure
There's so much hope.
Owen knows what it's felt like to not be nearly this close this time of year.
Yeah, well,
And to have
or
actually
not
been sitting
be
in a
eliminated at this point.
right, like you've been sitting in a spot for a majority of the season, which is something you
almost
have
the whole
not been
season.
able to say since they made it back in 2017. So,
Yeah.
I think I can see where Owen's coming from today. Again, we'll see how he's feeling, end of
Yeah,
April.
give me a month and a half when we're like late April, early May, and it's the second round, and we're playing Florida in the second round, and I'm eating my own chair because I'm so nervous.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll again, still nothing solidified there. We still have a lot of teams that are still potentially in the running. I mean, realistically, for the West, to me, it comes down to St. Louis, Calgary, and Vancouver. Like, I think it's fun. It would be fun if Utah was able to make a push, but I just think the teams above them are not giving them the runway to do it. Like, even if they won the next, 8 out of 10 or something like that, I don't think they're still going to be able to catch anybody. So I'd probably put the cutoff there at Vancouver, and even then, it's like it'd be tough to see them pull it together after the frickin' season that they've had. But you never know.
If you see the latest thing, I added the guy's account, the person's account, and then the post that I want to reference, the Blue Sky post. It's of the the playoff chances throughout the season, like the percentage of the playoff chances throughout the season per conference. Very interesting to see the different like ebbs and flows, and especially in the Atlantic, Detroit spike and then absolute fall. And
I feel like the Bruins were higher than that. I feel like we were higher than 60 at one point. I felt like I was like pretty confident at one point.
well, when you're at 60 and trending in that direction, right? You're like,
That's
oh,
true, yeah.
in a week we'll be at 70,
We
another
had
week we'll
games
be
in
at
hand that
80.
whole time, so that's probably why we
Yeah.
weren't as high.
There was a long stretch where it's like, yep, we're still third in the Atlantic somehow, but we've played 3 more games than everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's kind of probably what the model here was
And then a
capturing.
slow crumble away.
Like, oh man, look at the Sabres. They have not crept above like 50% a single time, and then by December they've cratered to basically 0.
I can't tell like the Florida, Toronto,
tough.
Tampa. I don't know which colors are which, just because they're all like
Oh yeah, I
like why
think
pink? Like blue could be Tampa or Toronto. Like pink,
That
I think
green.
green is Tampa, because they're the only ones that dipped low at all.
But like why?
And I just don't remember which one's pink and which one's blue.
Well,
I'd
pink is
imagine
Florida,
pink
Toronto.
is like Miami Vice colors, and
Florida, sure, and
blue is Toronto.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
But they should have done a better job labeling it. I agree.
Yeah.
So
it has the Atlantic, the Central. It's interesting. Washington cruises right up to the top and then just flattens out.
Metro, but yeah,
Metro,
Metro, yeah. What did I say? Atlantic,
Central.
Central.
That's the next one.
I was like, oh, are we skipping it? Okay, I guess it's
Yeah.
not that interesting.
Yeah. So Michael Blake McCurdy has
Jeez,
been one of my
St.
favorite.
St. Louis has
Yeah.
a freaking skyrocket.
They're trying.
They had
Especially
not.
the half.
They hadn't really crept above 25 or so for the majority of the season, and then
Nashville started
at 47
60
right
plus
now.
and then just
Utah had
just
a moment
nose
there.
dive.
yeah, I'm really sad
Christmas
about
time.
that
Couple little
Utah
bumps.
graph. Like, that's the. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
Utah one
Coyotes
is
in them. That's the Coyotes in them.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit of hope. Chicago out.
But it's tough. The
It takes,
fall
like-
off at the end, right, is also due to, if you look at the next one, it's the Pacific, right? How Calgary and Vancouver have been able to stay in it has pushed Utah out of it, right?
Yeah.
They just haven't been able to keep pace with that crew. And then St. Louis has popped out of nowhere at the end to sort of cut out Calgary and Vancouver's chances.
I feel like the Pacific's the most boring. You're like 3 teams at the bottom, 3 teams at the top, and 2 in the middle.
And a couple mid teams. Yeah.
But that's how it should be, right?
Well, I guess Vancouver like had
Balance.
really like they were at 85, 90%.
They were
up
number
there.
one team, yeah. They
Yeah.
were cruising. And they've fallen to the point where they may not make the playoffs, which is
Most
wild.
likely won't. Well, 22%.
Yeah. I don't think they will.
Calgary might.
The only
That's
way I see it is if the Wild cannot overcome like their injury concerns,
They're themselves.
and St. Louis takes
There's
the
a lot
wild
of
card
people on
one,
it.
and then like Calgary or Vancouver. Well, obviously in this case, Vancouver would be taking that spot, but I don't know. I do think the Wild will be able to get just enough wins. They're at 91% according to Micah here, so that's still pretty good. But we've seen some pretty steep declines on this graph before, so it wouldn't be unlike Minnesota to immediately crater at one of the worst times in the season. So yeah, it really is fun checking every day at the standings and like, oh man, thinking about the scenarios and yeah, what's gonna happen, because this has been a very entertaining season for me as far as not really being sure about the playoff picture. I mean, we've known like a bunch of the teams for a while, like the top dogs, but we haven't known, you know, the wild card teams, and we still don't. There've been some that have hopped in and then bounced out. So really entertaining as far as, you know, that side of things for me. Except for Vegas, they've been pretty damn consistent this year. Never really
They've
a
been
doubt
just
in my
really
mind. I'm pretty happy with that graph. Like bottoming out at like 50 something, 53, and
not bad.
that was like right at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Like yeah, you never really know, and
The
we
post
knew.
that this one's attached to, the one that is like a comment on, is the games for the day for yesterday, and it shows expected goals versus amount got, and then also the dots are empty netters. To try and show the like the visualization of the deserve to win a meter sort of stuff. Like how many expected goal chances did you have? So you can see Toronto far outscored their expected goals.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously putting up 7 is not expected.
Right. But
Even against
Carolina
Philly.
was expected 3 and change, and they put up 1.
Right. Yeah, it is a cool way to visualize it. Makes it a little bit easier to digest.
Yeah. And you see the Knights, right, with their, got 4, 5th was an empty netter, so
Yep.
it's like extra. It's pretty neat. I like the way Micah does their stats. They have a lot of stats like this.
Thank you, Micah, and thank you, Owen, for bringing it to our attention as we hone in on the playoff push here. I mean, do you guys want to just place predictions? Obviously, we've already done our preseason brackets, so we have those picks locked in. And we'll analyze how well we do after we know what we know in the middle of April. But we can still, based on we're like a little bit less than 3 weeks out, what the playoff picture looking like now, and what we think it'll end up looking like.
I think I'm gonna save mine. I think we should do a Fred Loves Hockey bracket pool.
Yeah, I
bracket
guess.
challenge.
Well, like you want to do it once we know all of the teams.
Yeah, and like share the link with everyone.
Oh, to predict how we think that the playoffs are gonna go. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we can hold
I'd be
off
down
on
for
it,
that. I think
but
that'd be fun.
we'll certainly
Maybe even a prize
keep
involved.
updating you.
Ooh.
Like a sticker.
Whoa.
A single sticker.
Yeah.
Signed sticker.
Oh.
That'll be the first one.
Yeah, what
But
the
yeah,
hell?
I
We
guess
can sign
if you
any of the
want-
stickers, Brendan.
I don't
I guess
have
we
one.
could at least do like if we think any teams, like at least do the wild cards. I assume like we all think the 3 teams in the like each division that are not wild card are gonna make the playoff.
Yeah.
We know 2 already have.
I don't have any objections.
Owen does, I guess.
I think, hot take, I think Jersey falls all the way out.
I
of
knew
the
he was
playoffs.
gonna say New Jersey.
I did too. I mean they
because they're the only team that's even remotely close, right? Like,
and the injuries.
and the injuries, right? Like, so the problem is we can't pass them, right?
Yeah,
It's gotta be
don't.
New York.
I don't know if I see the Rangers or the Islanders passing them.
Them being tied on points, but Islanders have 2 games in hand. Like, I don't think it's the Rangers. Columbus is 1 point behind them, right? So, like, if we go by points percentage, the Islanders are what, 34 thousandths of a percent behind, or 34 thousandths behind.
Yeah,
3.4%.
I gotcha.
It's make upable. It's.
But
if I had to pick one,
I mean,
no one else is.
Let's look at the record for the Islanders over the last 10. 5-2-3, 2 overtime losses in a row.
Yeah.
Negative 16 goal differential. Like, I don't know.
Rangers are 3-6-1. Like, none of those teams are really trying to capitalize on the Devils falling out. Like, the line to make the playoffs in the East might be 87 points. Like, I think it might be low. Like, these teams are losing like it's their job.
I don't know if it'll be that low. I feel like it'll have to be at least 90, but I don't know, maybe not.
We only have 12 games left.
Yeah, it
Like,
creeps
how
up
many more
on you.
points? How right? And like,
I'm gonna
New
say
York's only got 10 games left. They're not getting more than 10 points out of that, are they?
The Rangers, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So that puts them at 84.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we're assuming they're not
normally
in.
not enough.
Normally not enough. But if they're the second team out at 84,
I'm
like
gonna
unless
say
Columbus,
Montreal out, Islanders in.
That's how I've been kind of leaning too. Um,
I mean, I would like that.
Montreal just lost a pretty bad one to St. Louis last night.
Hmm.
So yeah, I could see it, and I think Zane is probably the only one who would be happy about that, and who picked the Islanders to make it again in their preseason bracket. But
I definitely didn't pick the Islanders, but I'd be happy about them making it over Montreal.
they could
Too.
certainly do it, and they didn't really do
I don't want to
anything at the
share.
deadline either. So they're just like, yeah,
No, yeah.
well, we'll just see what we can do here.
But this, I mean, not to discredit them, obviously. They've done the winning. They've won their 33 games. Man, that's not a lot of games. They have a lot of loser points.
Wow.
They, I don't think they expected to be in this position at the beginning of the season. As much as they probably will say, like, oh, yeah, we're trying to make playoffs, right? Like, looking at the East, I don't think anyone expected Boston to fall off this hard, and I don't think anyone expected Montreal to really make this step over Detroit, because Detroit's sixth in as far like in the wild card race. They are third to the bottom of the Atlantic. That's gotta be tough to be a Red Wing.
I mean, yeah, it's been another pretty disappointing season. They also had a bit of a steep drop on
Hmm.
their graph too. So
They're a minus 22.
they are just
That's
not
called
getting it
minus
done.
23.
Yeah, I mean the Sabres are only minus 26.
They do just enough to lose, but not enough to
Every
be
time.
too terrible.
See, the problem is they only have 3 less wins than the Islanders. They just have a lot of freaking losses.
Regulation losses, yeah,
A lot. They have 7 more regulation losses.
yeah, that's crazy.
They keep it close and then just can't bring that extra point up.
Damn. Oh well, I'm not gonna hold my breath for them anymore.
Yeah.
I was looking because I know the Islanders have also been without Barzell for a big
For a
stretch
while.
of this season.
Yeah.
I don't actually see. I was looking at the ESPN injury tracker, and they don't have the Islanders on here at all.
Oh, no injuries.
Oh, if you click them, yeah, but I guess like it says no data available. But I mean, I know
He was
Barzell is
hiding it from
out
everyone.
unless he
Yeah,
like
I'm trying to look on
just
just the NHL on
randomly came back. But I'm pretty sure he's been out.
where's
It
the
is still.
roster?
So yeah, it would be pretty impressive if they were able to do that. Another season where nobody really expects them to do anything, and they still manage to get themselves into the playoffs. Which you gotta commend that compared to some of these teams. Yeah, like Detroit and maybe Montreal. Again, we'll see. Um, who look like they're really ready to make the next step, and then they don't, and then these veteran teams are just like, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and just do that then, since you guys can't, and it remains to be seen if that'll happen.
Barzal has not played since February 1st.
Okay, yeah. So that's
It is
almost two
a
months.
while. Yeah.
Any timeline on his return?
Not that
Well,
I have
it
found.
was out indefinitely when he got the surgery.
Great. So probably not coming back this year.
Maybe not. Maybe if they make the playoffs, who knows?
Right, maybe.
I guess for the West, I would have Calgary over the Blues, and that would be my only change.
Really?
3 games in hand. Hot goaltender.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
Dustin Wolf.
The Blues definitely right now look
Yeah.
really good, but yeah, something could change, and then
Or
and then
it
Calgary
could be
comes out.
Minnesota. They have 2 games. They've played 2 more games, and they're the ones that are falling off a cliff. St. Louis is 8-1-1 right now.
Yeah, they do have a pretty good coach.
Yeah, I've been
St.
thinking about
Louis.
that. I'm like, man, they are really reaping the benefits there. And I was
Who's
pretty.
the coach in St. Louis?
Montgomery.
Oh right.
Yeah, and I feel like I was pretty down on St. Louis just because I expected them to do what a lot of teams do is they just start selling off those pieces and yeah, go through a partial rebuild where they try to get
Right.
a little bit younger. But I think what Doug Armstrong has done has been pretty smart in the way that they've gotten those young assets and those offer sheets, um, and then they were able to pick up Suter, and they were able to pick up a couple other guys, and get some decent assets. So uh, they they look like they're still capable of going on a late playoff push here, and I didn't really think that they were gonna be able to turn around this quickly because they've been out of the playoffs for 2 or 3 seasons now.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't necessarily see it for them, but also I didn't really see it for Calgary, and they've made a storm up, on the back of Dustin Wolf,
Yeah,
pushing
that's
for that last spot.
that's been their big mainstay this year. Versus, I mean, the goaltending has still been good for St. Louis, but
Mm,
they haven't been relying on it as much. I think
right.
as the Flames. I want to look
I
because there
think
was
Wolf
like
should get the Calder.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. They make the
they
playoffs like a lock. I feel
If
like.
they make the playoffs, I think if Montreal makes the playoffs, it could be Hudson.
Yeah,
Like
it's
as
so
good
hard
as
to compare
Macklin
goalies
Celebrini
with
is.
players,
Yeah,
and
I
also
think it's between Lane Hudson and Dustin Wolf.
I feel like it's hard too with like rookie goalies because they don't normally play a ton of games, but he's played
Mm,
43.
right. And in this playoff push, we'll probably play 8 down the stretch
Yeah, so over
out of their last
50.
10 or 12.
I think so. Yeah, and going into the season, we were looking at Calgary's uh, tandem as probably being one of the least likely to succeed just because of they both of the goalies have not been starters in the NHL. Wolf
Right.
has been a rookie, and I think he played a little bit last year, but not nearly as many games as this season. And then Vladar has only been a backup goaltender in the National Hockey League. So there was a lot of hype around Wolf when he was drafted, and I remember being excited about him and like thinking that they had a good prospect in their pool. But you never really know with goaltenders like how good they could look, and then doesn't always
Right.
pan out. So it's been a very strong rookie campaign for Wolf.
Yeah, he played 17 games last year, 36 in the AHL. Well, 17 NHL games, 36 AHL games.
Okay.
Seventh round pick.
Seventh round, really? I for some reason I thought he was one of
43.
the higher round
I did too.
selections. I guess the hype was just really real.
Yeah.
Or
Just
you're rewriting
I
history.
mean, you also don't know when you like draft a goalie. He was drafted in 2019, so it's like maybe then he started playing in the AHL in 22-23 season, and yeah, so first AHL season 22-23 played 55 games, 209 goals against, 932 save percentage.
Oof, that's pretty good.
Then he played one game in the NHL that year. He one goal against and 958 save percentage, and then I guess they sent him back down for whatever reason. That was the only game he played. Like, nope,
Not
not
ready
good
yet.
enough.
That was last year, you said?
That was
2 years ago.
22-23.
twenty two
Okay.
twenty
Then he played
three.
17 last year at an 893 save percentage.
Interesting. 17 games last year and one the year before that, and he still counts as a rookie?
Yeah, it's like a minimum number of games. Well, it's you can't play over a certain number in one year, I think is
in the calendar
Oh.
year.
Yeah.
I think other this season.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying. I don't know
No,
for
like
I
I
don't know
think
for sure.
you have to play like out of the 82 games, let's say over 20
Less than a
or
quarter or
whatever.
or
Yeah.
more than a quarter. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. That could be.
Which would be 21, 20 and a half.
20 and a half.
25 games.
There we go.
A player cannot have played more than 25 games in any single preceding season, nor in 6 or more games in each of any 2 preceding seasons.
Okay, so
Oh.
he played 18 games and he only played 1 in the first contest, so
Yep.
still qualifies as a rookie.
Yep. Interesting.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of excitement around various award races. I think the Calder, we're still not really sure who's definitely gonna get it. I mean, it could be Celebrini, it could be
Right.
despite the injury too, which at the beginning of the season it felt like, okay, yeah, he got hurt, he's gonna be out for a while, like that's pretty much it for that chance, but he's still got a decent chance at that. I think Michkov could get some consideration, probably not going to win it, but I think um, he should at least be in the conversation. And then yeah, you mentioned Hudson and Wolf there, so that'll be a fun one. There's other awards that we'll be looking more towards as the regular season wraps up, I think. But
I
Did you
don't
hear
think
what
there are
Elliot?
really any other ones that are close.
you don't think so?
Eh,
Like I think.
The heart maybe. The heart, sure. But the
I can go
Vesna,
to McKinnon.
no. The Norris, no.
Well,
Unless
who
if
do you
Hughes been
think is
hurt,
gonna win the Norris?
Makar, because
Makar.
Quinn Hughes has missed too many games.
Yeah, like I think it'll be Makar too, but
But it could be Werenski,
I
I
don't think
guess.
I don't see
That's
how
like
they can
make
give
the
it to
playoff
him.
or like
I think
just miss.
Werenski has the same chance of getting it as Vasilevsky has of stealing the Vesna from Hellebuck.
No one's touching that. That isn't named Connor
No, if it was
Hellebuck.
gonna be Logan Thompson if it's not Hellebuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
his
agree.
numbers are not as good.
Mm.
I think he's got
His
a lot
numbers
more
aren't as
wins.
good.
I think they would give it to
It was the
Thompson over
GMs vote
him.
on the Vesna, so they sort by wins and then pick the highest winner.
I still think I think it's a moot point anyways because it's gonna be Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone's touching Draisaitl for the Rocket?
No,
He's 9 up on Willie Nylander.
Pasta.
big
Costa
resurgence.
is
No, he doesn't
15
have-
back.
Well, he's not. He's been getting points, not goals.
No.
He has a lot.
Ovi's 36. He's 13 points back. 13 goals
That'd be
back.
crazy if he breaks the record and gets the
Rocket. No.
Oof.
I don't think anyone's touching Draisaitl there, and I mean you could probably say Draisaitl for Hart too, or McKinnon. Like McKinnon is
I was gonna say
obviously.
Nate Dogg, yeah.
I think Drysdale would be the other one. Yeah.
Or do you give Hellebuck, Vesna, and Hart?
It's hard to give a goalie the heart because they already have the Vesna trophy. So
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
like
but like,
they already scored
do they
a
ever
lot of
give?
goals without him too. Like I don't know.
I want to say like
Do they
Carey
ever
Price has
give it?
gotten one or some Montreal
Probably.
goalie.
Wah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a guy who would get a Hart trophy.
Did you hear about how they're doing the awards differently this year, like announcing them?
No.
Elliot Friedman was talking about how in the NFL, I think it was like Josh Allen, where for his whatever award it is, MVP, it might just be
Sure.
called MVP, I don't know.
Let's go.
They had
Go, Josh.
play like these kids from this hospital that he donates to or spends time at, like record a video to tell him, and it was like, I don't know, apparently really cool. And NHL's like, oh, we should do that, but take it a step further and have like when the players at the hospital like have the kids tell them and all this stuff. And, like, or we could even do like a prank show and like,
Oh wow.
where it's like they get pranked, but then like, oh, but you're actually the winner of the Hart
Selkie,
Trophy.
like what?
I think they're trying too hard. I think the
I
next
think
step up
so,
from that is
too.
just
I don't-
bring the hospital kids to the stage in Hollywood and say, "You've been an inspiration to me. Here's
Yeah, I mean,
your
think about how awkward
trophy."
hockey players are, and them like getting pranked and then being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I got this
Yeah.
award, cool."
They're so
But
weird to
The other
start.
one that's been talked about is like I think the NBA does it for some of the major ones, where it's like normally it's a player in the playoffs that are getting these awards anyway. So it's like at a home game before they play, like go on the ice, they like award the trophy to a player, and they get to like hold it up and like
That would be
in front of
neat.
the crowd. I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
Or they
yeah.
do it at the beginning of the first home game for the following
Oh.
season. Unless they were, well, I guess if somebody retired, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
maybe not.
neat, I feel like. 'Cause I don't think they're doing the actual award show this year, so that's why they're talking about doing different things.
Mm. I mean, nobody ever tuned in for the award show.
But no. Well, I did when Bergeron was getting the Selkie.
Oh, right.
I watched a lot of award shows actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's get to the Selkie already.
Know where this is going.
And Vesna too for Allmark.
Mm-hmm.
And Jennings trophy as well.
Yeah, Jack Adams.
Yes, yes.
There's been a
It's a
few.
big year, well, for awards, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Hey, and President's Trophy, right? What about that one?
Trophy.
Is there
Everyone loves getting that one.
is there an actual President's Trophy?
Yeah, we saw it.
I didn't.
Oh, I saw it. I took a picture of it, I think.
Probably
I said we,
did.
me, and Dean. Pretty sure I took a picture of the President's Trophy.
I feel like I've
they don't,
never seen
they
it
don't like
before.
hand it out.
Yeah, I know. Like I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, there is one.
It's probably something I should have known, but hey, there you go. I'm
Ooh,
learning
yeah,
things
That
too.
would actually, I think that would be a good quiz. The BLHP picture quiz. I put up pictures of trophies, and you have to put the name on which trophy's which.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you say a trophy name, we have to draw it.
That sounds not good.
I put up all but one trophy. You have to guess which one is missing, and then draw it.
Owen draws all the trophies, and we have to guess.
Yes, we all draw the trophies. We have to guess each other's.
Wow, that would be rough. So wow, that's
Nobody
what the
gets any
President's Trophy
points.
looks like. Yeah, it's okay.
It's a big
Yeah.
glass ball with two crossed hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I do
then-
remember seeing it. There.
And then it's just on like a tier, like a pedestal.
Yeah,
There's the
it's got
Wikipedia President's Trophy, a picture of the Sens banner. I guess they won in the 02-03 season. That's the Wikipedia picture.
for the President's Trophy.
Cool.
Yeah,
Interesting.
has a banner, the Sens banner. I mean, I know there's the whole curse and all, but like, there's a lot of teams on here that won the cup. None since 2012-13, but
The Chicago Blackhawks, Stanley Cup champions.
So what is red? Red is lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Hmm.
I should have recognized that one.
Yeah, I mean context clues.
Oops. Why is Boston in bold? Team with the most points ever accumulated in their trophy's existence.
the biggest losers ever.
Ugh, it's in bold and highlighted in red. I wonder why.
That must be good then, I think, right?
Yes. 135. Damn. It's a lot.
Let's quickly touch on a couple injuries. So Hertl was injured in the game against the Lightning. Emil Lilleberg with a late hit into the boards, and still haven't gotten a timeline on exactly when he'll be back. But he was probably our best scoring player. He scored 2 different hat tricks. Oh, is that Lilleberg?
Emil Lilleberg.
That's the culprit right there.
I got that guy.
Yeah, screw him. No, I
I
mean,
don't even make a joke about IR or whatever.
no,
I-
Sucks for you guys.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
I don't think he'll be. I
There's
don't know.
Tomas, right?
I don't know if he's I don't know if he's gonna come back anytime soon, which is too bad. We just got Shea
Anytime
Theodore back.
soon?
It didn't.
You mean like as far as this season?
Yeah, like well,
You wouldn't expect him to not be ready for the start of next season, right?
no, I don't think so. I know they did some tests or whatever it is that they do, and like it wasn't the best case scenario right away, but I don't know if it was necessarily the worst case either. Let me check the injury
You win some, you lose
status.
some.
It just says estimated return day April 1, status out, no comment. So that's what I've got for you on that one.
But estimated return April 1?
I think they just kind of slapped that on there. That doesn't seem right. He didn't come on the road trip, and I just haven't heard anything else that would trend towards him coming back right away.
Fair.
So that was disappointing. He's been playing really, really well. So we're just gonna have to forge through again. Not like Vegas is in a poor position in the standings right now, but you do want to make sure to solidify that first spot in the Pacific. But again, overall things have been going pretty well, and good to get Theodore back.
Yes.
Dean put in here that Josi is done for the season.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, he got hurt back in February, undisclosed upper body injury.
Did we see it happen?
Hit from Sam Bennett.
Oh, we did not see it happen.
No.
And I mean, makes sense. You're not making the playoffs. Like, just
No.
don't play it. Like, don't rush him back or whatever.
No.
They just basically just confirmed, yeah, he's done for the year.
Which, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. But another better injury news: Demko played on Monday.
That's exciting.
I hope he can find a way to consistently play in the league, but I think it's like this type of injury is one of those that he's never going to be able to play without some level of discomfort.
They say he'd have to relearn how to play goalie with the injury.
So
What the hell?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound easy.
I don't know if it's gonna be able to happen where he can stay in the league long term. Obviously, they signed Kevin Lankinen to a 5-year deal during the season. So part of that is like, okay, we've got Shelovs, we've got Lankinen. Like, well, this might be what we have to roll with for a little while.
Yeah, and Friedman was also talking about how like Demko might still be hurt, but he's just like coming back to just show that he can still play. I mean, we'll see if it's more than just one game, like how many games he plays down the stretch here. But that would definitely help them if they make the playoffs, if he can play some games in the rest of the season and like be an option for the playoffs.
Yeah. If anything, just give Kevin Lankinen rest, right?
Yeah, that
down
too.
the stretch.
Or Shelovs. I mean, he's already played some playoff games just last season. Obviously, wasn't their number one choice. That would have been Demko, but yeah, you never know. I don't think Lankinen has ever played in the playoffs. I don't think so.
Yeah, I have no.
He might have played when he was in Nashville, because I think Saros was injured maybe that same kind of time frame. Or was that when Riddick was there? Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna say yes, but I don't know for sure. I think that's pretty much it for our injuries, though. Hopefully. I mean, there's always going to be other guys that we don't report on, but it's like if we spend so much time going over the injuries, like that's going to be eating up a good portion of our.
Plus, everyone's a little hurt this time of year.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, as we get closer, will be a lot more season-ending injuries.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we also had some fun goals in the league. You put this. I hadn't seen it until I looked it up, but the Blues scored with the puck in the air, and it was batted between 3 different players, and I've never seen anything like that.
Never seen it. Like I don't know if that's ever
Actually,
happened.
that happened
before.
in my beer league. That's the clip I'm going to show later.
Yeah. Like, oh, I've got a great example of what this type of goal looks like. Here we go. Yeah, it was really just a surreal play by all 3 of those guys.
That's wild.
I've watched it like a good bit of times.
The slow-mo replay is so good.
It's really impressive because Yeah, we're watching it in slow mo, but it's like you watch the full speed replay, and you're like,
Oh, you have no clue what's happening.
how the heck did that? Like,
Just bink bink in.
how can you even do that? It's crazy. Very, very cool play.
Why don't they just always do that?
Yeah, I mean, they'll
Easy
work on
peasy.
it. Montgomery will get some more drills going for those type of
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah.
Start getting baseball practice going.
Clearly, it works.
Yeah.
And we also had the first PWHL Michigan goal.
Yes, against
That's
the
pretty cool.
Charge.
My New York Sirens, Abbey Rock.
The Charge ended up winning that game.
They did, but then we beat you guys the other night.
6-3 after being up. We were up 3-0 in the third,
In the third.
and then you all scored six
Six
unanswered. Yeah.
I was like,
Worst refs in the PWHL.
I heard there was some issue with the referee.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, we don't even have. Speaking about refereeing, we don't have the Islanders goalie interference on here. That was
Oh yeah. I meant to look at because there's I saw
Toronto's not going to overturn the call on the ice. Why do we even need Toronto?
Yeah.
Okay, Patrick Waugh.
He's
Yeah, a
he's
bit of a
gonna,
goalie hugger here, pal.
He's gonna get some flack for that. But I did see there's like a goaltender interference flow chart kind of from the from the officiating like experts in the league, and I wanted to kind of track or like see if I followed through the play
big
with
thing
that,
is
if it would actually
if the player goes into
count.
the crease on their own, then it's almost always no goal.
Right.
Like you could argue, so yeah, his skate's in the crease. He went in there, he didn't get pushed in, he skated in there, and then it's like there's also the thing about the goalie having time to reset, but that's more of like so the goalie doesn't just stop playing when they get like contacted or whatever. Like it was pretty much a second or two after the contact, so I think it's the right call, and the call on the ice was no goal, so.
Yeah, that's always going to be tough to overturn. The referee was pretty emphatic about the call right away, which yeah that makes a difference. So it might not look, especially like on the overhead view, it doesn't necessarily look like there was a ton of impedance by Palmieri to really affect the ability to make that save, but yeah, if you're going into the crease, that they're gonna give that to the goaltender. I did put in the chat the link to the decision tree based on the rule book.
Thanks.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, according to this, it wouldn't be a goal either. I guess it depends if you like. If you think they were, yeah, did the attacker's position impair the goaltender? That's kind of subjective, but
Yeah, there are a couple of decisions that you have to make, like subjective things on here, but overall this still will give you a pretty good indication of what the call is going to be if like you're watching the replays in real time and you're like, all right, let me
break out the flow chart.
let me just break out the flow chart and like, okay, yeah, looks like they're probably going to have to call it this way.
Save it as my phone background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You'll never
it does seem to come up frequently, and it's like a huge meme in the hockey community about what actually is goaltender interference. Well, at least for the NHL, it's really not as big of a question mark as it can sometimes seem if you know what the league is looking for, what the officials are looking for, and how the rules are written and enforced. So there are tools there. If you really want to educate yourself on what is goaltender interference, but I can understand for a casual fan's perspective not really being familiar, like, okay, these plays seem very similar and one was called interference and one wasn't. It's like, well, yeah, it can seem that way, but there are rhymes and reasons, and I don't know if this necessarily is flawless. Like there are subjective calls in here that, okay, maybe there was a determination about, yeah, was there deliberate contact, and one side thinks yes and one side thinks no, but this will give you a good indicator.
Well, you could make it more black and white by just saying if you're in the crease, it's no goal. But we've done that before, and no one liked it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Buffalo especially doesn't like it.
Yeah.
That's
Brett
it's
Hull
just
likes
tough.
it though.
He loved it. Only Stanley Cup for Dallas too, but it would have been probably the only one for Buffalo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Anyways,
Oh, I saw an Instagram thing where someone asked ChatGPT who the next 50 Stanley Cup winners were,
I've also seen that
and
come
they
up a
had
few times.
they had the Coyotes and the Nordiques before Buffalo.
I saw
They
that.
did have
Like,
both of
yep,
those.
they're gonna come back in the league. You know, Arizona's gonna come back at some point, and sure, why not
Yeah,
give
the
Quebec
Nordiques are
City?
definitely coming back.
So, like, yeah, they'll probably win it before
And
Buffalo.
Houston apparently is the
I also
new
saw one that
one.
had London, Berlin, and one other European one.
Great,
They get established in like 2060 or something.
yeah. Dean,
The
what's
International League.
No, it's part of the NHL, and they also have it's already an international league.
I guess.
It'll be intercontinental. Instead of having the Winter Classic, they have the Space Classic, and they play on the moon.
nice? That doesn't sound expensive. Like,
Well, every 1/6 the gravity, everything just floats away.
how much is a ticket to go to see that game?
Well, it's 2070. It costs $5.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, $5. I didn't
It's
realize
cheaper to
we
go to
were.
the moon than like fly from Denver to Boston.
Yeah.
Wow, we really kicked inflation in the butt. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, all the games will be on the moon because we'll all be living on the moon by then.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to travel at all.
In 50 years, we'll all be living in the moon. What a fun take, Brendan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
We
the
Science.
will
squeeze.
all live to see. Can we put that in the
lore?
Lore?
No.
Brett says 2070, we all live on the moon.
Moon Cup. So Dean, what's the scoop on Houston? I hadn't really heard about anything recently.
Alan
Billionaire
Walsh.
Dan Freakin is looking at Houston to be the next expansion team. He's got 6.4 billion net worth. He owns a team in the English Premier League, and he was also interested in buying the Celtics when they just got sold. So he's a sports guy. And yeah, so I don't know. This just like came kind of out of nowhere, but I don't know exactly other than this article that I haven't read much of. But Houston is going to be one of or is looking like it might be likely to be one of the teams coming up here.
I saw, I think it was a Blue Sky by Alan Walsh, or maybe it was a screenshot of a thing from Alan Walsh.
Okay.
You know the what's his name? He was Fleury's whatchamacallit?
Alan
Agent.
Walsh.
Alan Walsh.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Alan Walsh.
Yeah, we know
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Not everybody knows who Alan Walsh is, Brendan.
I thought you were trying to think of
Talking to the audience here.
I thought you were trying to think of somebody else's name, and then it's like,
Oh,
oh,
no,
we're still talking about him. Okay, yes, that Alan Walsh. Thank you, Owen.
He tweeted. Now I can't find it again.
Oh boy.
It was basically saying that Houston and one other team are going to be like. I think he said
Probably
Houston
Atlanta.
and Atlanta. Yeah,
There's
are
two
gonna come
different
in.
groups interested in Atlanta. They already have an NHL ready building. I think that would make the most sense for the league.
It's sounding like the next expansion cost will be like $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, 1.5 billion each.
Which is like
what he said, I think.
that's why people are like the NHL is going to be at 40 teams in no time because they're like, oh, well, 1.5 billion, we'll take that money. Why not? Like,
Yeah.
hard to say no to that.
I hope they don't. I don't think 40 is sustainable, and even 34 people are already like,
if they-
stop. Which I
if
get
they do
it.
it slow enough, like, I mean, one of the arguments, one of the common ones is like the player pool and like the skill distribution. But part of that you could see as like a positive where it's like it's not like less parity. Well, I guess more parody. I don't know, where you have like McDavid just like dunking on seventh defenders and like whatever else.
Well, we already
Um,
have that. How many
there's
highlight
not like
reels of McDavid dunking
well,
on people do we see?
yeah,
Like,
but he can do it on everyone, I guess. But like
right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right now, fourth liners, they're all like really, really good at hockey. It's like, don't you want to see some couple scrubs in there just for fun?
but the thing is, I think there are so
Oh
many
my
guys that are
gosh.
still on the periphery. A lot of young guys that are on the periphery that are coming in that are, a lot of these college players that can take that step. And if you make more room, because more of these teams means more AHL teams, which means more ECHL teams,
Yeah, I don't
right?
think
You
the
just,
talent pool gets that diluted.
I
I think,
yeah.
The
it
bigger
builds
issue
the
is,
talent pool.
I forget who was saying this, which podcast I was
I
listening
mean the
to, but like
scheduling.
how a
Yeah.
lot of fans are like cup or bust. If we make it to the final and lose, the season's like it's not worth anything. So when you're at 40 teams, it's like you have a 1 in 40 chance of winning the cup. Otherwise, it's just like misery.
But how much is 1 in 40 different from 1 in 32?
A good
Not
amount.
much.
And it should still be.
Yeah,
I mean,
a
really, it's still
relatively
one
small
in six.
percentage.
Really, it's still 1 in 16. Like
Right.
that, unless they
Sure.
expand the playoffs, which I hope they don't do. But
I think they should. I think they should expand it to a play-in.
ugh, I don't know.
I think they should play in, and then that should be the eighth seed, and they should 1 to 8 each conference.
I've heard the whole 1 to 8 thing, like
I
a
like
lot.
1 to 8.
I don't. I don't think it really makes a big difference.
It
To be
makes a
honest,
huge difference.
I mean,
It means you don't have
last
the
season
top
the
three
the
Atlantic
matchups were
teams.
exactly the same. They would have been exactly the same if
Okay,
you did
Well,
one to
how
so
eight.
the
often does
reason
that
it's
happen?
this way is for divisional rivalries, right?
Right.
And this is going to be the fourth year in a row that we have the Kings versus Edmonton. Everyone's like, ugh, I'm sick of that. Like, it's a rivalry, but
Right.
everyone's like, I don't want to see this again.
Right.
And it's also like, you have Dallas and Colorado probably playing in the first round. And I forget, what were the two teams last year where, like, this should be, like, a conference final
Dallas and
game?
Vegas.
Yeah. So, like, that's where
Oh,
I'm
but they
like,
were a wild card team.
like, you play 82 games, you should reward the better teams for not having to play, like, I
Right.
don't
Some
know.
scrub team.
But I guess, like you said, was it last year, the end of the year, the playoffs would have been the same, 1 through 8? Because I know,
Pretty sure.
like, I don't know how often that actually happens. If it
Right.
was just more of a fluke, but like, I feel like if you're the top seed, you should play the lowest seed, even if it happens to be Vegas, who just like barely squeaked in and is still a
Mm.
good team. Because more
Because
often
it's
than
more
not,
likely
you'll get
that
rewarded.
your 2 and 3 are going to be both really good teams. Like,
Hmm.
that's Toronto and Tampa that have to play each other this year, and one of those teams has to go home in the first round.
Yep.
When
I mean, yeah,
like
that's the
fluky,
playoffs. Like, I don't know.
the
You
the
gotta
Blue
beat them
Jackets.
all.
Yeah, you got to beat them
Yeah,
all. A
well, no,
good
but
team is
you
always
don't
going to
have
go
to
out.
beat them all. You don't have to beat them all. You only have
Yeah.
to beat 4 teams. That's the
Yeah, why
point.
get
You
beat
only
up
have
in
to
the
beat
first
4
round
teams.
by Tampa when you can play like New Jersey or whoever?
Yeah, or Montreal that squeaks in, right? Like
Mhm.
they shouldn't have to play Tampa, who could be the third best team in the East, right? Because the Atlantic top 3, I mean, it's not how it is right now, but the Atlantic top 3 could be above all of the Metro teams, right? You have to play the second and third best teams in a conference have to play each other
I don't know. To
instead of
me, it's
having
just like if you like, you should just win the division. Like,
yeah.
like just
Well,
mean
sure.
it just makes the regular season a little bit more more important, at least as far as the whole division, the divisional side of it. I think it makes that a little bit more important.
Hmm. I do think that
I don't know.
they should do something to try and make the end of the season a little more exciting. There are some because I feel like at this point, like we saw on the charts, there's a few teams at the top for most of the divisions. There's a few teams at the bottom, and there's maybe one or two that are trying to figure themselves out. But we've
The teams at the
known who's going to
bottom, you're
make the
rooting.
playoffs.
If you're a fan, you're probably maybe not watching, but you're still checking the score and be like, I hope they lose.
But
Draft
like,
lottery, here we come.
is that what you want, or do you want to? I mean, I think it's too big to golden rule. Is that what it's called in the PWHL? Where like once you're eliminated, then you start earning points.
Yeah, I don't think it would work for the NHL, but
But I mean,
it could
that
work
would mean
for
that San Jose and Chicago are just now starting to earn points, right? Like
right.
it doesn't give them that much of a chance. They
No.
only have a
Yeah.
month of hockey left.
Yeah, I mean,
Boston's looking really green on Tankathon. Lost their last 6. Here we go.
lost their last 6, really?
Boston
So has
has?
Philly
That's tough.
though. They
Yeah,
haven't lost their last 3.
they're losing pretty spectacularly.
Hey, man, they're pretty good at that too.
We're in 8th.
8th. Okay. I mean, yeah,
It's not bad.
that's not bad. That's what, like
I
6%?
just one sim and we're at 2nd, baby. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Nashville went up 2.
Nashville. Huh?
They can win the lottery. I don't care.
Yeah, that one's not as bad as some of the other ones.
Oh, my first sim gives the first pick to Buffalo. There you go, Buffalo.
Finally.
Nashville wins again.
Actually,
Boston
they've won a
wins. Let's
couple of them
go. It only
already.
took 4 times this week. Maybe it's gonna be a
Nice.
segment each week. How many sims to get the first pick?
Oh,
Yeah, we started with
4
like
sims.
30 attempts the first time.
Yeah.
I wish it
Hey.
also simmed the non-lottery teams in a playoff prediction format instead of just seeding
Probably a
them all.
website for that.
Yeah, probably. Buffalo won again.
Good.
Brendan, you get the number 1 pick. Buffalo won again?
Not me.
No.
I don't get it.
Well,
Don't you see all the Vegas
Have
stuff
you.
back there?
I see all the stuff back there.
Wow.
Forget all that.
Forget
How's it
those
win a
ones in
good
the middle.
amount? That would suck.
That would suck. You know what would really suck? If Detroit gets it.
As of today, I pulled Detroit. Anyway,
Ew, or the Rangers? Ew.
again. That was the whole conspiracy where like they
Ew.
froze the ping pong balls.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That stuff's so
So they
silly.
can get Lafreniere.
Yeah.
You wanted Timmy Stützle anyways. You just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Did you see
Or
what
probably
Utah's doing
Byfield.
with their streaming
Mhm.
Yeah.
for the
I just clicked on that link that you put
$1
in. That was really cool.
subscription to watch the rest of the games this season? Ryan Smith,
That's awesome.
cool guy.
Yeah,
Cool
we
guy.
reported earlier on the season about his concession stand pricing, and it was very reasonable. And yeah, I think he's doing a really good job at least getting people in the door, which makes sense, trying
And
to build a
that's what you
brand.
got to do. Yeah.
He had the whole in-person vote for the games, for those 4 games there for
Oh, for the
determining
name,
the
yeah,
name.
yeah.
So that's important.
Well, for advising the name. I don't know if they ever said that the fans were picking the name,
Not
but that they would
necessarily,
take
but
the votes into account.
yeah, you're right. You're right. And I also saw somebody had tweeted at him about developing more ice hockey rinks for youth to use throughout the state of Utah. Some family had to drive to a county like a couple hours away in order to go, and then they found out it was closed, and they were all disappointed. So he said that that's a project for them too. In the summer, is starting to get more rinks built for
That's gonna take time, though.
children. Yeah, it'll take a long time, but it's definitely something that the NHL will appreciate as a new owner coming in, like trying to go above and beyond to develop the market from the ground up. So I've been pretty impressed so far with Ryan Smith. We'll see again, of course, once the name and the logo roll out and the jerseys and all that, like how that goes. But so far it's been a pretty positive experience.
Yeah,
I would
this
say.
Rangers fan said James Dolan would never.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
They probably
Or
also have
Jacob's
far too
family.
many like TV deals and shit in the way. Like Utah being a brand new franchise, I think they would have some more leeway in being able to like set this up how they want,
Yeah.
rather than like MSG is probably tied into deals that have been 100 years old and signed in blood, right? Like
Probably.
that is an institution that goes back a while.
You're talking about for the concession stand pricing?
No, for
Streaming.
for the streaming.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Like the big market
With
teams, like they've had
MSG,
their
yeah.
streaming deals in for so long.
Yeah, I mean this is for Utah HC Plus, so it's like it's
Right.
their
Like a thing that has literally just been made.
yeah, like Victory
You can
Plus.
set
Like,
whatever
there's all
price you
these
want.
there's all these sorts of new streaming platforms for these teams, so it doesn't surprise me
I mean,
that they're doing that.
that feels like the way to do it, right? Like I don't need ESPN Plus. I need Senators plus.
Yeah.
Like I'm not watching the rest of the games. Like it's not,
It's
I like
nice to
watching
put them
Formula
on.
One and I like watching football or whatever and the other games or whatever. But like, and don't tell the kids this, but you can watch it online for free if you know where to look.
Brad Loves Hockey podcast is not supporting the usage of illegal streams.
I pay for ESPN Plus.
That's
I don't know
good.
what you're talking about. And I would pay for Senators Plus if they let me, but that's basically just TSN Plus. But I
TSN
can't get that
Plus,
in this
Canada
country,
only.
which is annoying. Which also, come on, why can't I get TSN Plus in this country?
Just
The hell, Canada?
VPN.
Looks up.
They're up.
Yeah,
They're up
they're
there.
that way.
Yeah.
Canada. They're actually that way.
On the map, yeah,
That
yeah.
way's north.
Wait, they're that way for me too.
That way's north for you too, Dean.
Yeah.
So if
Are you
I
facing south,
look,
Brendan?
Let's see. North for me.
which way to look at Dean? This way means I'm looking at Dean. Southeast.
Well, I guess.
Northwest. Hi, Owen.
Hi,
I
Dean.
think North is this way.
We've had a lot of dumb bits on this podcast, but that might take the cake.
You're
Good.
also facing mostly south.
I guess so.
Pretty neat.
I
Pretty
kind
neat.
of took a guess there. I was trying to picture it in my head, but
Well,
I'm
I'm
not
like
too good
literally my building is like that's like directly north.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I'm facing pretty on the train tracks north south here. Watch the sun go like that.
Yep.
at it. Good. How about Dean's Den? Let's get that going.
Yeah.
Playoffs, baby.
Yeah.
Do we have a fun little musical cut before we get into Dean's Den? I
Nope.
imagine it being like a smooth little like jazz number or something.
Mhm.
Just like a quick, just like 4 seconds, just like wow, wow, wow.
All right. We'll get that.
I'll look for
Thank
some
you.
copyright free.
Yes, some
Saxophone.
DMCA free
Yeah.
music.
4-second
Um,
clip. Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys already know the outcome because it was a hat trick question, but we won
I don't remember it,
4-2.
Yay!
We were the 5th seed. They were the 4th. We only had 3 subs. They only had 1.
Ooh, I thought you said this
I
was
told
the
you.
team that always
I said they might only have 5 guys show up, right? And
They had
then
6.
they had 6. The D-gens didn't show out.
No. What were you saying, Owen?
I was saying that I feel like this was the team you told us that always has legs. They always have a ton of people.
Right.
Oh, yeah. But it was like spring break, so a lot of
Oh,
people with their
right.
kids or whoever like going on vacation.
Ugh.
We had 24 shots on goal. They had 39. Our goalie
Ooh.
is pretty good.
Damn.
Yes, he is. Holy cow.
I did not score, but I got an assist, and I have the clip, and it's funny because watching it back, I'm like, this is not what I thought happened when it was happening.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's
How do you
see.
draft your beer league goalies?
Draft.
It's just who do you know?
Well, they just join the team. Yes, it's who you know.
Oh,
Our goalie
man.
is actually an undertaker. He works in a cemetery.
What the hell?
Goalies are weird, man.
That's awesome.
Goalies are weird, man.
I'll tell you what.
There's one guy who doesn't have a visor, got a mustache. I don't think he wears shoulder pads. He's like really good, but
He is
again,
definitely
only
not wearing shoulder pads.
only one sub. He was pretty tired. This is actually the end of the first. But anyway,
Oh, clean takeaway.
clean takeaway. Open net, don't score, rebound. I thought that when
Like
I
somebody will
shot
score.
it, I thought it hit the far post because obviously, like, I have a pretty big area to shoot.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead, I shoot right at the goalie.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
you
I
do.
did-
Wow, you
I
shoot
think
bottom left.
Yeah, I think I did hit the left post. I thought I hit the right post.
Oh
Because I
man.
can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
How
and
did
the
you hit
assist is
left
an assist.
post?
Hey, we'll take it.
Doesn't count as a
That's-
shot on goal though.
No, but that made it 3-1, and that was the game-winning goal.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
we were the only, I guess, underdog to win. So you know what that means? We're playing the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Oh, did he
Um,
reseed in
It's
between?
reseeded every round.
Yeah.
Damn.
Um,
Tough.
and they have lost 3 games all year. We are
Out
not
of
one of the teams to beat them.
Oh
I
no.
was looking at they have like the team stats, and you know how we talk about power play percentage. I'm like, oh, it probably sucks. I don't know what our power play percentage is, but like, it's not really an advantage when you suck at hockey. But it has the stat
or
power
much
play
less
goals per
advantage.
game. Ours is 0.1, and theirs is
Ugh.
0.2.
Oh.
Ooh,
Um,
that's
but
not
yeah,
good.
so we rely heavily on our goaltending. Our goals against per game is 2.8. Theirs is 2.4. It's like that's pretty close. We score
That's pretty close.
3.1 per game. They score 4.8.
Okay, so that's gonna be a factor for sure.
That's like
Yeah.
0.5x more. That's
Um, Penalty minutes per game 2.7 for us. I feel like we're penalized more than other teams. I have to look, and they're 3.0. That's pretty close.
Hmm.
the one thing I thought. Your PK percentage is probably pretty damn good.
Oh, for sure.
If no one scores on the power play, everybody's got a killer penalty kill.
The other scary thing though is like they don't have just like one really good player. They're just all pretty like they're all decent. Like their top 3 guys, 25 points, 22 points, 22, then 18, 18, 17, 16.
In how many
Damn.
games?
Between like 18 and 20. Actually, this guy has
Okay.
only 14 games, 18 points. Um,
Save multiple people at point per game, if not more.
yeah. And then if you go to our
Okay.
team, 18, 13, 12, 8, 8, 8.
Yeah, so
Which one are you? 12?
18.
Oh, of course.
Come
Why
on.
not 88, Dean?
Yeah, he's working.
Maybe
He's
after
working
this
on it.
game, yeah.
Yeah.
70-point game.
Let's go.
Yeah. So we're 11, 9, and 1. They're 18, 3, and 0.
Well, we're pulling for you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and hopefully we have
Well,
an
it is
exciting
double
update.
elimination, so maybe we
Okay.
can see them again in the finals and have to beat them twice.
Could
That-
happen.
Lose and go through the losers bracket, but
Well, then you only have to beat them once. Oh, you'd have to beat them
No,
twice.
'cause they
Unless
have
they
to lose.
lose somewhere else. Yeah.
Well, they
Gotcha.
wouldn't.
Then you wouldn't
They
play them
You,
in
you,
the
you have to beat them
final.
twice regardless.
Yeah. So we lost to them.
Maybe.
Let's see,
If they make it back
5-3. So that's not bad. That was back in October.
Ah,
So that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
And then we lost
right.
4-2, and then 4-1.
oh.
lots of fours. So you're gonna
Yeah.
have to stop those fours and start
They
getting
played the
some of
8th
your
seed,
own.
right? 'Cause they were the top seed. So their playoff
Sure.
game, they won 10-3.
Ooh.
Okay.
That was the highest scoring game of the season.
But you guys score
They gave
against
up
them scored
3.
2, 2, and then 1. So this time you will only
Wait,
get
0?
1?
Oh
And they'll
no.
get shut out.
2, 2, 1, 1.
I hope not.
But hey, if their goalie pulls a shutout, then it's okay.
1-0 win. Yeah.
1-0 win.
Huge.
It's the best team in the league.
Yeah. Mhm.
Sometimes you just gotta grind it out.
Get goalie.
Dean's gonna throw a bouncer from mid ice on a change off and just gonna go right through the goalie's legs.
Yep.
You
Oh,
gotta
actually, in
start
that
pulling dirty
game,
Claude
there
Giroux
was an
plays.
own goal in
Dump the puck
our
from anywhere.
game.
Really?
Yeah, I think one of their defenders passed it back, and the goalie just went down to like grab it and just went right through him.
Damn.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's tough in a 3-2 game. Jeez.
4-2 game, but yeah, like
Oh,
I was
4-2.
saying, like if they had more than one sub, we probably wouldn't have won that game. So, like I really do not want to lose and then have to play those guys again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because it's double elimination now too. I
Right.
didn't know if it was just future rounds.
No, yeah,
No.
the whole playoff. So we play Saturday night.
Sweet.
Woo.
So we'll have an
Ken,
update next
is
week.
never mind. That was gonna be a dumb question. I was gonna say, is the live barn footage presented live? And I feel like it was answered maybe as I was coming up
It
with it.
sure is.
You got there on your own, so we'll.
We can only be
But I have to
signed
pay
into
for it
one
to go back.
one person at a time, and my mom will be watching. So unfortunately, you cannot. But she can
Well,
stream it
unless I-
for you.
Unless I pay.
Unless you get
Yeah.
your own account, yeah.
How much is it?
Mm. It's monthly, and it's probably like more than you want to pay for a month.
And more than $2 is more than I want to pay. Man,
Yeah.
I want to watch Dean play hockey, but not that badly.
15,
A month.
14.95 actually.
Oh, that Nickelback would make a big difference.
There you go.
Heaven's gates won't open up for me. Isn't that
Yeah,
one of their songs?
That's the update.
Thank you, Dean. Oh, and I guess we'll quickly shout out Zane and his team
Oh,
for winning their beer league
Oh yeah.
championship as well. We got a nice shot of Zane lifting the cup, which looked pretty fun. It was a keg with a soup strainer attached to it, so that was pretty cool.
I meant to ask him how many games they have in a season because I feel like it's done early, unless they started
Yeah,
early.
they might have started a little bit earlier than you guys, or maybe
Yeah,
less teams in their division or whatever.
yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, fellow
Congrats to him.
guest host winning it all in their beer hockey league, so pretty cool.
All right, we got three things left.
Yeah.
What we got left?
The Chychrun signing.
Oh yeah, they gave him the right amount of money for too many years.
He's only 26.
So
Cap's going up.
it's an 8x9.
It's a lot of money. Cap's going up.
Cap is going up.
Capitals do this with another player recently. They traded for him from like the Blues or whatever, and immediately, like a month later, they're like, "We're gonna sign him long term." Was it the Capitals that did that?
From the Blues.
Were you
Was it the
thinking
Capitals?
about
Some
Mikko
team.
Rantanen?
I think you would remember that.
Or no,
He
it was
got traded
from. Was it from
aside.
Utah? Was it from Utah? Or they a team that
Oh.
wore blue?
Utah signed Sergachev and then
No.
or got Sergachev and then signed him
Was
to a
it
huge deal.
Capitals?
No, he's talking about the Caps though, right?
I think maybe. I don't
Oh
know.
See,
boy.
no, I don't think Dean knows what he's talking about, so I'm just
Yeah.
throwing out anything I can think of here.
Uh, I'm trying to look at who they have.
I feel like it was either from Utah or Seattle. I'm pretty confident about that. It was like
Okay.
they requested a trade and then they got traded and
Strong?
then no.
Are you thinking of
It was defender, I think.
no, that defender from it's Will Borgen, and he went to New York.
And then they got signed. Oh yeah, and then they signed him like a month later to a long-term deal. That's who I'm thinking of, though. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Borgen.
So it had nothing to
Okay.
do with the Capitals.
Nothing to
Dean
do with the
doesn't know anything.
Capitals. That's okay.
They
That's
both
okay.
wore blue
You
sweaters.
figured it out,
I did figure
right?
it
Because
out.
didn't they sign him like after like a month after they got him?
I think
It was
so.
pretty quickly, yeah.
That was a 5-year deal.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, good for Chychrun. I did hear. I don't know if you guys heard this recently. Apparently, new weird Chychrun fact. You know how he's a weirdo and he does
Oh.
weird shit. Have you heard this, Brendan?
Yeah, I've heard about this, but go ahead.
Have you heard this, Dean?
Nope.
So apparently, according to Dylan Strom, Jacob Chychrun has removed all the light bulbs from his house, and he is only using candles. So he's gonna spend
Beeswax
$72 million
candles.
on beeswax candles.
Hey, it's working. He hasn't gotten hurt in a while.
Oh God.
Yeah, and it's all like that
Yeah.
raw meat that he's eating, and like that all like
Mhm.
he's got like a very strange diet, and
He's gonna be
Yeah.
like Chuck from Better Call Saul, where he's like can't
he's
be near any like electromagnetic.
electrosensitive. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, Canucks just tied it. It's 2-2.
oh okay.
Devils are up 4-2.
Who's up for two?
Devils up 4-2. Canucks and Islanders tied 2-2.
Some
Good
stats
news.
for Chychrun. So 66 games played, 18 goals, 26 assists, 44 points, and
Doing
a
well
plus
this season.
24. So pretty
Big
good.
comeback.
Pretty good season. I think that's his highest point total in his career for any season. So and yeah, we did mention he's 26. So yeah, it might not look like a great contract down the line, but I think it should work unless he like really regresses. Which yeah, again, like it's tough when they're putting up career numbers. I think a lot of guys are having a really strong season with Washington, and we've seen this before with other teams where like, you know, Buffalo had that great season in 22-23 where they had a bunch of players who were just producing offensively like crazy. Obviously, still missed the playoffs, and then they just fall back down to earth. I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen with Chychrun or with some other players on the Capitals, but it would be like my one kind of concern with signing him to an 8-year deal with a lot of money after only having him for not even the full season.
He's also
Yeah.
shooting like 12% this year for a defender.
Yeah, so you're probably not going to get 18 goals again out of him, and we'll see what he ends up with at the end of the season. But I think he still be able to play pretty effectively. Offensively, we'll see what his numbers look like as the contract ages. But there's also the whole like he is a pending UFA, so you don't know what somebody else is going to offer him. So some of that might have been a concern and reason why Chris Patrick ends up signing the deal.
I mean, if Cale Makar is going to make $15 million on his next contract, is Jacob Chychrun not worth
Half of it.
$6 million less than that? Right? Like, like the frame is shifting. I feel like so it's been moving the whole time of like what the top players are making, right? But I feel like it is moving more rapidly now. Like there was a period of stagnation, and it is now accelerating. That like
now that we're
where
getting the
top
big jumps
players
in
are
the
getting.
cap.
Yeah, we're seeing big jumps in contract numbers too. And I saw a discussion. It was who's going to be the first player to break 15 and who's going to be the first player to break 20. And everyone was like, well, it's either McDavid on his next contract or Makar on his next contract that makes 15, right? Like whichever one gets signed next, I think, is going to end up making $15 million. And then who's going to make $20 million? Bedard in 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Frank
I guess
Nazer.
putting that 9 million in
years.
perspective, like for a Bruins player with McAvoy making 9.5, I'm like, yeah, maybe 9's a little high.
Yeah. But when was that McAvoy contract signed?
Before the cap was gonna go up. It was 2021, so.
Right. I think you got to look
At the time, I
not
was like,
cap
ooh.
hit, but also cap hit percentage.
Cap percentage, yeah.
Because that's a much more clear indicator, right, of like what the contract actually is. Because like the real money value, like it's all apples and oranges. $9 million a year to play hockey is a ridiculous number. It's just what percentage of the max are they allocated to be able to spend on this player, or are they choosing to spend on this player?
Well, I guess we don't have the cap percentage yet for next season because this contract kicks in next year, but
it's going to be more than 10%, right? The cap's not going to be over 90, or is it going to be over 90?
It's going to be over 90. Yeah, it's 88 right now. I think they said it's going to be 94 or 94
so
and a half.
Under 10% of your cap is this one guy.
Right.
I don't know how that fits as far as other top pairing defensemen, right? Is a top pairing defenseman usually worth 10% of your cap?
I mean, let's take a look at McAvoy for right now with that
10.6.
10.6. Okay.
Right? Like, where's Jake Sanderson on that? Where is Evan Bouchard? How do you compare in a Jacob Slavin, right? Like,
he just signed a big deal too. Slavin.
Yeah,
well, that one kicks in next year, but he'll be making 6.395.
Right.
Would
you rather take Slavin at 6.3 or Chychrun at 9? Yeah.
Josi makes 9.
They already have Carlson as far as an offensive defenseman on the Caps, but he's definitely older. Right? Yeah, he's older. Yeah. So this is kind of
in his 30s, right?
I think he's like 34, something like that.
Oh wow. So like 8 years older.
Let me take a look here. He is 35.
Oh wow.
So he's only got one more season left on his deal. He's making $8 million next season. Then he's a UFA. We'll see how much longer he's in the league. But that's also part of it. It's like, all right, you will be not paying him $8 million after this contract, I think.
Right. He will step into that Carlson role.
Yeah. So
at least in cap percentage wise.
Right. So yeah, we'll see if he grows into this role. If he really enjoys his time in DC and everything's clicking for him, he could produce at a higher clip next year. But we don't know.
It seems like he's been gelling with the team from what I've seen in media and stuff. It seems like he's happy there.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of reasons to be happy on the Capitals this year, of course.
Yeah.
You want another reason is to be happy?
Pat Maroon's retiring.
Yeah.
He did announce that.
He did his bit. Four cup finals straight with 3 trophies,
3 chips,
3 wins. It's pretty good for the big guy.
for Big Rig.
But all you can really hope for. That's better than a whole lot of other guys that have had a whole lot more impressive careers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 3 chips is a lot when it gets down to it.
It is a really crazy career for him. Not surprised that he's hanging up the skates. It's probably been a very tough year in Chicago this season, and yeah, I mean he's definitely got nothing left to prove in the league, in my opinion.
Definitely just some wear and tear on the body.
Mm-hmm.
A bit. Yeah.
Absolutely, all those playoff runs, long playoff runs, physical regular seasons. I mean, he's obviously a very physical player, has been throughout his whole career. So, yeah, I think
not afraid to throw the body around.
I think it's probably good for him to retire, and yeah, all the best to him at the conclusion of this season. We'll see, we'll get some more retirement announcements. As we progress here, but we know Fleury's gonna retire after the end of this year too. Vegas just played him for, I think, the final time in the regular season last night. So, or was it last night? Or we just recently played him. Let's see what's this last one here.
College hockey. Well, looking at it, Denver just lost last weekend. So I was like, why are they on there?
They lost their conference, probably, but are still good enough to make it into the Frozen Four. Because Clarkson lost in the finals of the ECAC.
Yeah, did they?
They lost 3-1 to Cornell.
Oh, damn, that's annoying.
Well, I guess I'll root for Denver then.
This next one is a really cool Utah Outlaws concept.
I could fly home to watch them play in Manchester.
Oh yeah.
I watched Clarkson play there that one year.
Yeah. Remember you going to that?
Yeah. Nico Sturm got a game misconduct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a whole ordeal. Did you guys see? I believe the women's tournament has already wrapped up. I think Wisconsin took that one.
Yeah.
There was like an over or a late penalty shot goal that ended up tying up the game, and then the same player. I'm misremembering her name, but then she ended up scoring the overtime winner to seal it, which was pretty cool. I don't remember.
Nice.
I don't remember who it was, but it was a pretty fun run. So congratulations to them. I don't know how Clarkson ended up doing this year.
I didn't see on the women's side.
But yeah, fun to track the NCAA.
The comments for the men's bracket talking about how Maine won in this crazy double overtime game, wins Hockey East, and then they're rewarded by playing Penn State in Pennsylvania.
Oof.
And apparently Pennsylvania, PSU went on an unreal run to make the tournament. They were 0-8 in conference to start conference play, and then won 16 out of their final 22 games.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they're playing at a neutral site in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
No neutral sites in Pennsylvania.
Especially for Penn State.
Canucks scored 3-2.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Oh, and I did see that Outlaws
Isn't that sick?
concept. It's very cool.
I think that is one of the best ones I've seen.
It's definitely a little Arizona-esque, which I can understand why some like
the
Arizona
states are
fans
neighbors.
would be.
Like, what do you?
Right? No, I get it, and I still think it looks
I'm
cool.
not arguing against you.
Well, and if you did Yeti, it would look like the Avs. So I mean.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
They're kind of
Those states are neighbors.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Osedus white, Moab orange, leathered red, and midnight purple. Yeah, pretty cool concepts. I don't think they'll end up going with. I mean, they already ruled out the Outlaws, I believe.
What? I saw that Outlaws was back trademarked again.
Oh boy, the hockey stick in the holster is also pretty sick too. That's a cool concept. I think Mammoth will ultimately be the victor, but yeah, it remains to be seen.
Good.
Honestly, I'll just be excited to have the whole saga be over. Unless they pick Hockey Club, then I'll be furious forever.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I do sincerely hope that they don't do that.
I think I can't take the logo seriously with the hat. It doesn't like looks a little silly.
You don't like it?
No. I don't know. Without the hat, it would also look weird. So I don't know what you do there, but like,
Something else. I think it looks good. And this is just a fan design by like a designer.
I'm sure I'd get used to it. But there's other logos that look weird if you haven't just grown up seeing them all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like what is the Nordiques logo there? You know, it looks a little
The
strange.
wild one's kind of strange.
Yeah. But you grow into it, you learn a little bit more about the design choices behind it, and then you learn to really love it, or I guess really hate it if you're a fan of that team. Like if you really grow up and you're like, man, something about seeing that logo, I just can't stand it. And I hope that they change it. Or you're like, yeah, I've always loved it. It's a huge part of the identity of the team. It's always going to be. So, yeah, I hope they knock it out of the park. I really do. But I'm gonna just.
But I think, like you said,
gonna wait
it's
it
something
out.
that they will grow into regardless. And if it isn't perfect, they could change it in 10 years, right? Like logos go through iterations just like jerseys do. And I feel like we put a lot of pressure on what it looks like. And like obviously you don't want a shit logo, but at the same time, there's some logos out there that are pretty boring and uninspiring already in the league. So
Oh yeah.
they probably won't make the worst logo in the league, I would guess.
I don't think so. I hope not.
Can't be worse than that Flyers logo. That one sucks.
It's not
So
it's not my favorite,
They
but it's
they
been
just
around
updated
forever.
it. What do you mean?
Yeah, a new era of orange, Owen.
They changed the shade 2 Pantone colors to the right. They're like, cool. This orange.
I do prefer
Fine.
that orange that they picked
Oh,
though. It is
oh
better than the
sure.
other one.
I like the other one.
The shit
Really?
is a slightly better cooler. I like it. Slightly better color. Cooler.
It is a little bit cooler of a color, a little bit darker.
Ooh.
Let's see. I mean, do we got anything
You can
else
probably
really?
just delete this random stuff on here.
Yeah, I think that was left over from last time, right?
Yeah.
The
Oh.
Allmark one was pretty cool. Someone interrupted one of our female interviewers, and he was like, no. I don't want to hear what you have to say. What does she have to say?
Yeah,
Allmark
that was
just being a
fun.
good guy like usual.
I guess
That
this
was
one,
before it
Josh
got
Anderson
old.
wore cut-resistant socks for the first time and then averted a catastrophic injury when Shane Pinto's blade sliced into his lower leg. No damage done to the Achilles.
Yeah.
I did hear
The
about that.
first
That's cool.
game.
Like, wow.
His
Yeah, making a difference right off the rip.
Yeah.
his like skate and like blade holder got caught behind the tongue of or not the tongue, the tail, I guess, of the other guy's skate. Like what is that thing that pops up in the back?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know
Whatever it
what
is.
name it
That
is.
that thing, that like
I
has
don't know
it's
if
like a thing
there's an
that
official
caught
term.
back there and was like against his ankle for a second
Jeez.
and would have been bad.
Yeah. Wow. So that's good. I think we've seen more players adopting the neck guards. There's not a mandate for those yet. I know I think ECHL and AHL are definitely going to be trending that way.
There was one pro team that said that my team's doing it. I don't care what anyone else says.
Oh yeah, I
forget.
heard there was like going to be some flack about that, like
Yeah.
from the
Well,
league.
somebody's son or somebody on somebody's son's team got cut across the neck or something, or there's some story about it. Of course, I don't remember what the story is.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
my beer league game, I got my skates sharpened, and while they were sharpening them, I was like, just fiddling around with the stuff as you do, and I decided to try on a neck guard. I'm like, this is so uncomfortable.
Mm.
Like you can't look down.
Okay,
And
it's uncomfortable, but also the first time you put on all the hockey pads, you're like, oh, I can barely move.
Yeah, I
I'm
want to
in
find one that's more
pads.
like it'd probably be more expensive because this one was like it was like a padded thing kind of like I need to
Oh,
find more of
sure.
like
Yeah.
more of like a Kevlar like
Kevlar.
a
Yep.
yeah it'd be more expensive but like I'd rather have something thin than like Like it's like the one that
Oh.
just Velcro in the back, and it was like this thick. It
Right.
was like,
Like the glove material sort of stuff, where it's just like padded foam blocks, but just all
yeah,
around your neck. That does sound like it'd be a pain in the ass.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I've thought about it, but my mom's gonna
Grown a
listen to
big
this podcast
beard.
and be like, "You should do that." Yeah.
I'm sure that stuff that the NHL guys get to wear is a lot
nicer,
nicer, a
yeah.
lot more breathable and
Yeah.
maneuverable.
Maybe I'll keep shopping around.
Yeah, I mean, could save your life.
Yeah,
Good.
I'd prefer your blood to stay inside your body, Dean.
Yeah.
Folks, thanks so much for tuning
Oh,
in.
stop talking to the podcast. It's over, Brendan. It's
And
over.
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hopefully, he has a neck he can show us.
He's like, look, I'm still good.
Look at this hole here.
I don't think anyone at my level can get their skates up that high.
Don't use
That's
spray
fair.
paint. Have you?
Brendan. You can't make fun of the stoma people, Brendan.
Why not?
I know they smoked, but you can't make fun of them.
I think you can.
Ugh,
I think you can.
God.
I can.